Hello, so in this video I'll be going through how to set up my Nikki task script, which with the purpose of making it easier to set up tasks without having to recreate conditions and the like. So with a simple line of code we will be able to add a task which will handle all the conditioning and finishing or failing the tasks all by itself, just by you entering a few parameters. There will be a video for every sort of task, but this one is gonna be the one where I'll show you how to implement it so that you can run it in your mission. So first thing will be to open up your mission folder. I'll be using my test example or tasks example mission. We will make a scripts folder, and in here we will place the Neki tasks script, where you will have a few folders. In here you just have the functions, and we're gonna begin with the description ext file here. So if we open this up, we need to add the script to run in the description ext as a pre-init. So if you do not have a description.ext, create the file and add the code below into your description.ext. So I do not have one, therefore I will copy paste this, and we will back up here. We will create a new file and call it description.ext. Remember to remove the .txt or whatever file extension you will have. If you do not have file extensions shown, you will need to activate that so that you can ensure that you have an ext file, or if you're downloading my example mission, you will be able to copy this file and have the correct extension as it is. Once created, we open it up. I like having a few spaces or steps down and then paste it in here. So class functions, this is a general class, so to say, and Neki is one that is defined to my scripts. I have some others that use the same setup, and then I define the tasks function script in there. Now if you have something else, if you have something like this already existing in your description ext, you cannot have two of these. This is gonna cause an issue as far as I know. So in my description file, or my little add this to description.ext file, I have prepared for this. So if you have this description.ext but you can't find the text class CFG functions, aka this, if you don't have this anyway, then you copy the whole thing. If you have a description.ext and you already have this piece, you need to make sure only to copy this and make sure that it's within these brackets right here. Now if you have implemented something else that I have, which already has class Neki, then this is all you need, and you just need to make sure that it's within the brackets of class Neki. But if it looks like this, you're done with this step. So we can save and close this file. The next thing I'm gonna go through is the run.sqf. You can delete this one if you want to at this point, but I'm gonna keep it there. The run.sqf, if you open this file up, you will have all the description for all the different tasks that you can apply with the script. There is some general advice here at the top. Never use the same task ID or task name for more than one permission. If a parameter says unique, that means it's unique. You don't use it anywhere else. All of the tasks needs to be run through the server. If you want to create the tasks for the briefing screen, place the codes in init.sqf. So we're gonna look into that a bit later. So we have a few of these taskings here. We're not gonna get into these right now. I will make a separate video for each of these, which you will find in the description down below. You will find a playlist with all the tutorial videos that I've put in there. But I'm just gonna explain that these can be run If we take this example here, you have avoid casualties, for example. This one can be run through either a trigger or the so-called init.sqf. The difference is, let's open up the correct mission here. So you can place trigger right there, and if you do true and then you put this thing in here and then we load through. So I'm hosting as multiplayer right now just to show the briefing screen as well. When it's in the trigger, you're not gonna have it in here. So in a trigger, it's gonna be hidden until the trigger fires. I set the condition to true, so as soon as I load through here, it's gonna be visible within the the tasks category. And here you have it. So you will be able to see it now since we've loaded into the actual mission. But if I go back and back, and we remove this trigger where I put this code, we remove that one, and we tab out, we go into init.sqf, and let's say you have modified this. You can modify these, it's described in the run.sqf file. But if you've modified these or whatever you've done, just place it in the init.sqf. Don't touch any of this. Here you have like map screen tasks, so you don't touch any of this either. And then it says you can edit things below this line, and then I've also commented out a little tasks title there, and then I'll just show how I did it in another file. So I've saved it, and if I go to multiplayer now, since we're running the code in the init.sqf file, which is in my what's it called, in my scripts folder, not the init.sqf of the mission, not that one, but the one in my scripts folder. You can see that the task has already arrived here in the briefing screen. So that's the differences on running it in trigger or through the init.sqf of my scripts folder. If I just open up an old mission, we can do operation cleave, which you saw earlier. Tasks, init.sqf. So here you can see different scripts or different tasks that are spawned in. Most, if not all, the functions or tasks will have a code parameter which is run upon task completion or failure. So this one, for example, destroy Tigris AA tank. Once you have done that, I've written a code that will be executed upon the destruction or the success of the task, which in this case is a bombing run. You can chain these tasks in the inside each other. Let's see if I can remember one. I think this one has it. So if I open up this one, you can see here that the first task here, we have lost contact with convoy, blah 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 blah. And inside this one, this is a code parameter, by the way, which is executed upon the task completion. So upon reaching the convoy, this code is executed, and in here you can see that I have another task that will be created, which is look for any survivors and treat them. And upon treating the person, there's actually a task here. If you treat the person, there's a task here that's created where you need to extract the person, the injured person, and there's also another chain where one of the efforts are missing, so we need to find a vehicle that's missing from the convoy. So you can chain these tasks fairly easily. I've added some extra code here on my own, but generally you can just place this one in here, and I know that there's a parameter here, and in here You can chain another task. So if I remove this, and I can just, this doesn't make sense by the way, but it shows what I mean. So now upon completing this task, I will be running a completely new task. In this case, with this task where we are avoiding casualties, it doesn't make sense chaining them, but you know what I mean. And that is gonna conclude the implementation of the Neki tasks script. So now I recommend you go and look into the tutorial videos that I will have for all these different taskings. I will be adding more and more to this, and as I do, I will upload a tutorial video for that separate task as well. But this is the current state where you can secure area. There is a destroy objects, there is download data, reach area, treat injured, avoid casualties. So thank you for watching, and I hope you can find this useful, and look into the tutorial videos that you need unless you are able to understand my descriptions right off the bat. Maybe you have a decent amount of experience with scripting, and then if you do, I don't think you're gonna have any trouble implementing any of this.